So first of all, I want to say thanks BIDS, Dean Gloria Long for inviting me on this important, actually great occasion to share a new book that I just finished. As you can see earlier, this is the BIDS platform where we love books and love learning. So that's really wonderful. The reason I want to talk about Warren Buffett is because actually I get to know Dean Gloria Long through our going to Omaha to attend the shareholders meetings for many years. That's how I get to know her and get actually to involved with the BIDS. First of all, I want to ask, how many of you know Warren Buffett? Could you raise your hand? Okay, so maybe 25%. That's not bad. Some of us, we went to Omaha together, like Professor Kevin Chin, right? And also Mr. G. Actually went to Omaha this year together. Now let me ask another question. How many of you knows ChatGPT? Could you raise your hand? It's about less, right? Because today's topic is actually one of the key, actually thing is the celebration of this AI and robotics school. So this book actually is also a product of using AI as a tool. So this is a story about not just Warren Buffett value investing, entrepreneurship, but also is actually probably an example how AI is impacting our life and our work today. So first of all, I want to tell you why this book could be relevant to you. I have been working on Wall Street for many years. So the first time I went to Omaha is 2015. So the first time I went, I realized the teaching of Mr. Warren Buffett is so profound. And for me, personally, I think it applies to every single family. So his teaching has benefited many people, including many Chinese. Some of them travel for over thousands of miles from China or from different places over the world. Unfortunately, going to Omaha is very difficult. How many of you have been to Omaha? 1, 2, 3, right? 4?
15 times.
Very, very good. But it's very difficult to take the time and efforts to go to Omaha, including myself, actually. So I realized, actually, in order to help more of not just friends, but also my families and many others, I think it would be a good idea to summarize all the learning we had throughout those years, including with Professor Kevin Chen and Dean Gloria Long. I personally have been to Omaha since 2015, and Dean Gloria Long has been there since 2009, right? And Kevin maybe 2012 or?
Yeah, 2012, yeah.
Yeah, so there's so much learning we have, I think, obtained through going there personally and working together. In fact, BIDS has organized most of the events this year in Omaha, right? And we'll be organizing another one next year. So for all of you who wants to come next year, you're welcome to join us. So Warren Buffett's teaching really benefit us from 3 aspects. The first thing is how to invest for long term to compound your wealth. No matter if it's you're investing in stock market or in real estate or any other market, the thinking and philosophy applies equally. Including for myself, I'm focused on venture capital investing. It applies to venture capital investing as well. The second thing is entrepreneurship. So many of you know Warren Buffett as a famous investor, but he, in fact, is one of the most successful entrepreneurs. So that's the other perspective I think might be new to many people, because here in our audience we have many entrepreneurs, right? Like Mr. Xu, right? So there's so much you can learn from him, actually, as an entrepreneur. So the third thing is really a side benefit, is what we all care about is health and longevity. So how many of you are interested in healthy longevity? Could you raise your hand? Okay, we have probably quite a few, right? In fact, BIDS has actually launched a longevity institute last year or this year, right? So this is the age where actually all of us are very fortunate to have really a very high living standard. So our life expectancy will reach 100 or more, right? So in fact, Mr. Warren Buffett is a great example. He's turning 96 this year, and he's still working. So part of the book, actually, we have a special tribute, actually, for his upcoming birthday. So how many of you knows his birth date? August 30th. So yeah, so in fact, the book will be printed out and will be as a special gift to Mr. Buffett on his birthday. So that's why I think this book might be relevant to you, to anyone, right? It's a very easy book. So go through maybe some of the highlights about this book. Can we go to the next slide? Can we go to the next slide here? So this book is about the 30 years journey that actually. Okay, so why Warren Buffett matters, right? So he actually, everybody probably heard about him, and he's chairman CEO of his company called Berkshire Hathaway. And he has been the CEO of the company for 60 years, the longest running CEO for a large public company in history. And the company's market cap has exceeded 1 trillion. Actually, in terms of the financial companies in the world, this is the highest market value company. So all the other trillion-dollar companies are really more technology, right, related. So in the whole financial sector industry, this is the most valuable company, actually, and oldest, actually. So there's so much you can learn from the history and the success of Mr. Warren Buffett and his company. So there's 3 key things, actually core principles. First one is think like owner. So when you invest in a company, think of yourself as an owner of the company instead of a trader, right? Second thing is identify wonderful businesses. So the last thing is let the time company do the work. Invest for the long term. So that's actually very straightforward. Okay. Can we go to the next slide, please? So we'll go through this quickly because the book may take a while. But now, why we're talking about Warren Buffett in China? Something very, very special actually is when we attend his annual shareholders meeting. There's so many Chinese participants at those meetings. So, in fact, when we have shareholders meetings, there is this second language that actually is simultaneously used in live stream is Chinese, actually. Also, Mr. Warren Buffett and his partner Charlie Munger, they really respect the Chinese culture. So through our years of studying and going to Omaha, we get to meet with many of our friends investors from China, business entrepreneurs, right? So many of us become longtime friends. Some of them actually have contributed essays in this book. And also, Mr. Buffett, they have made two very successful investments in China. The first one is PetroChina, 中石油. The second one is BYD. So there is actually quite a lot of connection with China. Can we go to the next slide? So the journey of Warren Buffett in China, right? This interrelationship, this journey actually started in the mid-90s. So in 1995, he visited China together with Bill Gates. And 1996, that was the formal introduction, actually, of his philosophy and methodology in China. In fact, we were lucky to get to know Professor Di Sun, the first person who formally introduced Warren Buffett to China in 1996. So throughout those years, actually, there's so many actually stories that happened that related to China. So you can probably learn more once you get a chance to read the book. Can we go to the next slide? So this investment philosophy of Mr. Warren Buffett, as I mentioned earlier, right? There are just three things to remember. So invest like a business owner. Never think about like a trader, right? Speculator. This is especially important in our today's environment when there's so much volatility and hype in the market. The second thing is buy wonderful businesses. Right? So the last one is really hold investment for the long run, for the long term, and let the business compound. So that's just three things to remember. And that actually is three principles. When it's applied through the example of Berkshire Hathaway, you can see the performance actually of Berkshire Hathaway's stock. If you invest $100 in 1965 and hold it today, that $100 will become $5.8 million if it's invested in Berkshire Hathaway. Meanwhile, if you're invested in just S&P 500, it's only 42,000. So that's 100 times difference. So that's the miracle of compounding produce, right? By following those simple philosophies. Can we go to the next slide? So those are basically what Berkshire Hathaway and Warren Buffett, how his legacy stayed in China through investment and also so much studying and following in China. So there are numerous like investment clubs, business schools, conferences on value investing. We get to know many of them who actually traveled to Omaha throughout the years. So his thinking philosophy has now already been embedded really into the whole financial industry. People obviously take it for granted to use terms like moat, right, for example, or circle competence. So value investing actually is much more influential in China than even in the United States. And there basically are so much that's happening in China where the legacy of Mr. Warren Buffett will have tremendous impact, not just in the past, right, but also going forward in the future decades to come. So there are many areas, but obviously, because of the current geopolitical sort of risks, so it will take time to unfold. So studying Mr. Warren Buffett and his philosophy really is like such a profound impact for us. So this philosophy is not restricted just to the United States, to Omaha, but it serves really as a cultural bridge Omaha to the rest of the world, obviously including China. So we are looking forward to see more of the impact and legacy of Mr. Warren Buffett in future generations to come, not just for our generation, but also for the younger generations. So I think I want to just re-emphasize some of the key concepts in value investing. Actually, the long-term orientation and like the margin of safety and quality of business and rational capital allocation, and also there's so much, I guess, impact of his legacy in China in terms of how to look at business, how to look at people, and education, and encouraging really long-term value creation. And we will actually have opportunities probably to explore those things in the future through the BIBS platform. And so those are the, I think, a lot of the concepts that's important in terms of really the legacy that Mr. Warren Buffett left for us. One of them I want to just highlight a little bit is integrity and honesty in people, especially in the management, right? That's actually probably the most difficult thing, actually. The other thing, for example, is the discipline and patience. For example, everybody knows of us. If you follow the stock market, you probably know Berkshire Hathaway currently hold tremendous amount of cash, right? Over $300 billion of cash. In fact, it looks simple on paper. You just hold this much cash, right? But it takes tremendous discipline and patience to hold that cash. You can think for yourself, if you have that much cash, what you will be doing, right? Because I had a lot of experience working on Wall Street. I know, actually, it's very difficult to hold cash, actually. So much cash. The reason, obviously, there's a fundamental reason, because from long-term perspective, you want to invest when the market is in panic. So right now, the market is really extremely elevated, right? There's so much enthusiasm in the market, so that's why, they hold so much cash. But this requires tremendous discipline. So that's there's so much we can talk about probably about this book, and this book will be available for print in September. Hopefully, we'll have opportunity to take advantage of the wonderful BIBS platform to have a more detailed sort of a discussion about this book. But finally, I just want to say, really appreciate the BIBS as really lifetime learning platform, and welcome everybody to participate BIBS studies. And also, if you have the opportunity to join us in Omaha next year, we have planned so much, and including, actually, I want to highlight a little bit, the book is the collaboration using AI tools. I have a co-author called Charlie Jr. I didn't mention here. He is my AI research agent. And also I have the whole agent team to help me. So that's how I was able to accomplish this book in about 6-7 months. So that's not only it helped me finish the book, but the quality because of Charlie Jr. is much better than if I did it myself. So really that's a simple example that AI has fundamentally transformed at least my work. And hopefully maybe when we go to Omaha next year, we can see a robotic version of Charlie Jr. next year. So thank you.